If you have a bunch of items scattered on the ground after harvesting or breaking rocks, you don't have to pick them up one by one. Just hold down the Y button and quickly spin your character in a circle. You'll instantly vacuum up everything around you. Ready to level up your Pokopia adventure? Here are 25 quick tips. If you open your habitat decks and notice a green Pokeball icon in the top right corner of an entry, that means you found every Pokemon that can spawn in that habitat. If it's gray, then you still have more to go. You can speed up managing your followers by using the D-pad. Tapping up makes the Pokemon you're looking at follow you, and if you hold up for about 2 seconds, it'll clear your active party and send them on their way. Each habitat can only hold one Pokemon at a time. If other wild Pokemon can spawn in that habitat, which you can see in the habitat decks, you can move the current Pokemon out to make room. Just make a quick tall grass habitat with leafage, and move the Pokemon there to free up the habitat you still need. It's worth grabbing some security cameras early on. If you point them directly at your new habitats, they'll shoot you a notification whenever a new Pokemon shows up. Now you can explore the map without having to worry if you're missing anything. Keep a close eye out for early game water habitats. Tracking down and recruiting the right water Pokemon will permanently unlock the jump ability for you, making traversal a bit easier. One of the first things you should do is dive into the settings menu and swap the R and B buttons on your controller. It makes the jump action feel way more natural and in line with other games. And remember that you can just click the left analog stick to toggle running, so you don't have to hold down a button the whole time. When you're laying down large sections of floors, roads, or bridges, you don't need to tap the placement button for every single block. Just hold the button down and walk in a straight line. The game will automatically drop the tiles continuously as you move. If you want the fastest possible boost to your overall environment level, open up your PC and press the minus button to pull up the comfort list. Ignore the Pokemon at the top and focus entirely at the Pokemon at the very bottom. Moving a few Pokemon from iffy to nice takes a lot less effort compared to pushing a nice to awesome. You can save yourself a ton of inventory management by making sure your storage chests are physically touching your crafting table. The game automatically links them up, so you can craft using materials directly from your chests without having to manually pull them into your personal inventory first. Just remember that a crafting table can only pull from a maximum of 4 chests at a time. When you have chests, crafting tables, and other interactive furniture packed tightly together, don't waste time trying to micro-position your character to select the right one. You can just click the left analog stick to quickly cycle through all the interactable objects within your reach. Whenever you use Rock Smash on those glowing blocks, you're going to get CDs, mysterious slates, and fossils. These things clog up your inventory and you probably won't use them until later in the game. So just save your bag space for building materials and dump these in the chest back at your base. When you need small logs, try to avoid cutting down the trees right around your base. It's usually better to leave those standing since they provide berries and are used in some habitats. Instead, look for piles of fallen lumber on the ground, or go harvest trees much further out in the wild. This also applies to boulders. To expand your inventory, look for 3 specific upgrades at the PC shop. Use PP Up to increase your ability meter, and buy packing tips to max out your main inventory to 4 full pages. You can also grab the handy bag to unlock a convenient 10-slot hotbar, similar to other crafting games. To set up an easy passive honey farm, place 4 wildflowers in a 2x2 square to attract a Combee. Once it arrives, assign a Pokemon with the Gather specialty to that specific patch and place down a community box. They will automatically harvest the honey littered by the Combee throughout the day while you work on other things. If there is a specific Pokemon you've been struggling to find or track down, try using honey on their house or habitat. The scent will lure them back to their home. Building is a lot cleaner if you hold down ZL to snap your items to the grid. While you're holding it, you can also use up and down on the D-pad to adjust the height, and right or left to rotate the object. Holding ZL also allows you to strafe while placing things in a line on any side. If you need a specific Pokemon brought over to a build site, make sure you have a companion with Fly or Teleport following you. Search for your target in the Pokédex by pressing the Start button, and then talk to your follower to fly right to their location. Make the Pokemon you are looking for follow you, and then immediately fly or teleport right back to a Pokemon you know was near your build site. Instead of sitting there button mashing to eat and restore your energy meter, you can just hold down the A button while highlighting a food item in your inventory. Your character will keep eating continuously until the meter is completely filled up. You can keep your crops perfectly watered without wasting any walkable farm space. Just dig water channels directly between your crop rows and then place thin blocks like wooden planks or grates right over the water. The soil stays completely irrigated, but you can run across the fields without falling in. Don't waste time picking your crops one by one when they're fully grown. Instead, use cut to slice through all your crops. This drops the crops without destroying the plant. Pair it with a quick vacuum spin to collect everything nearby. If you run across a really cool piece of furniture or decor, but don't have the recipe to craft it yet, just pull out your camera with select or minus, press Y to enter object mode, and take a picture. Once you repair a Pokemon Center and get some Pokemetal, you can scan that photo directly into the 3D printer to replicate the item. You can even do this when visiting other players' islands. Once you craft a Ditto Flag, make sure to slap it onto your main house to officially mark it as your personal base. Doing this actually unlocks a convenient shortcut. You can open your start menu from anywhere on the map and warp right back to your home. Do it again while at your home, and you will warp back to the Poké Center, allowing you to have 2 warp points in each area. You don't need to build a fancy house for your Pokemon. They are perfectly content in a super basic shelter made out of a 1-high block dirt wall with a door. Just toss in 3 different pieces of furniture and the game will instantly recognize it as a valid house. Just keep in mind that the furniture needs to be on the same vertical level as the door. When building custom homes, don't limit yourself to just the ground floor. The 3 pieces of furniture to register the house needed to be on the same level as the door, but not everything. A Pokemon's personal requests, like wanting a certain toy, operate on a 3D bubble. You can press the right analog stick to see a white dotted boundary line. Any decoration placed up to 4 blocks higher or lower than the ground level of the door, and within this marked area, will still count towards their happiness. Just make sure that the item is accessible. If it's too high or if it's buried or blocked, it won't count and the Pokemon will get annoyed.